Alright, we are on session 6, day 6 of season 3 of Pokemon Champions. Last time we played, I was working with a Megastar Raptor team, and it had been working really good right up until about Ultra. I think I'm in Ultra 3 right now. It was working great into Ultra, but then all of a sudden I was having a hard time last night. I ended up going, I think, 4-4, and only made any progress last night as a result of having a streak going into that session. So, not great. Part of it might have been because I was making some... Ooh, Komo'o the Great. That means that's a big Komo'o. But I was making some pretty blatant play mistakes last night. I want Komo'o the Great. So today I've been digging around my box a little bit and doing a little bit of research, and I'm going to switch up almost the entire team. Alright, so I'm going to stick with Megastar Raptor. Alright, and I got Bomber here, who I've been working on over on the side. He's going to be taking Scout spot for a little while. I'm going to pair him up with Grimmsnarl, who I've been sitting on for a little while too. Alright, so that's going to be the core of my first mode. I'm going to include... Oh, right, I spelled the name wrong before. I'm going to include Ripley and... Am I missing some Pokemon? Ripley and Chili, my Cinderace. And then for an extra mode, I want my really old, I mean, like, this might be one of the oldest Pokemon that I've got bred. My really, really old Metagross and Watson. Let's get some items on here. Staraptor is still going to get the Staraptor, right? Grimmsnarl, I think we have to go out and buy something for. Okay, give me a second to check my notes here. Yeah, believe it or not, I do take notes. I do a little bit of research and stuff. Okay, we're going to go with leftovers for him. Incineroar. We'll get the Citrus Berry. Garchomp. Oh my gosh. That's why. Okay, so I've been trying to figure out why the heck I couldn't find a choice scarf in the store for Raichu, my Raichu over here. And it turns out it's because it was in the inventory. I got so lost trying to find it in there that I didn't even realize I already had it. And then I'm looking for... I don't think that I have the item I want to give him yet. Big root, no. If I had it, would be in here. Alright, let's go shopping. I need... Aha! Light clay. That's gonna be for Grimmsnarl, and then a Metagrossite for Metagross. Alright, so this Metagross, this is not the team I'm talking about. This Metagross right here, I guess it, has been part of my roster, part of my stable of Pokemon, basically forever. I don't think that the summary actually shows everything that we need, but the Living Legend, oh my god, he was on that team. Yeah, so I've had this guy since 2011. He was originally, yeah, perfect. He was originally bred way back in Heart Gold. He was one of the very first Pokemon that I ever gave the extend effect. There we go. It's one of the very first Pokemon that I ever actually gave the, or that I bred into a Safari Ball, because I could get Metangs back then, and I didn't need to worry about his hidden ability because it wasn't all that great. Okay, Chili the Incineroar. We're going with Flarebit's Flake Out. Alright, we're learning two new moves here. I want him to have... Alright, let's get down to the dark type moves. I'm going to use Throat Chop here, which can shut down certain moves. And Parting Shot. So this is a attack that we've actually, like... attack that we've seen several times used against us. And I'm going to use it against myself. Unarad is asking, the symbols that they have, that means that they're banned. So you're looking at the, like, big crossed out symbol that was on top of a couple of them. Yes, they are, well, they're not exactly banned, it's more like they're Dragon Claw, Earthquake, Rock Slide, Stompy, Tantrum, Rough Skin, perfect. They're not actually banned, it's just that they've got moves that aren't supposed to be available in this game right now, which is fine. They change what moves are available from generation to generation and from game to game. So this one has Tailwind. I want it to have Protect. It has Protect. I want to have Roost. Okay, we're still adamant, we're still intimidating. Alright, Claymore. This guy I've had forever, and honestly, I don't know what to do with him right here. I don't know if he's going to actually be particularly useful, or if I'm going to need to totally retrain everything. Okay, we're going to switch up all of his moves here. We're going to see what we got. I've previously run him with Meteor Mash plus Explosion. The idea being that Meteor Mash would Meteor Mash could be used to sometimes get an attack increase, and I would get as many attack increases as I could, and then just use Explosion. It worked pretty well. Ice Punch? We'll go with Ice Punch. Ice Punch, and do we have any good psychic physical attacks? Oh. That's actually really good. I think I've previously run with Zen Headbutt. But being able to remove barriers, that's pretty major. 2, 3, 4, 5, Grimmsnarl. This is a old build. Prankster is good. This is a very old build. Okay. Spirit Break is amazing. We're also going to look for both Reflect and Light Screen. And then I want him to have access to Fake Out. He's going to be my Faker Outer. Alright, so Reflect and Light Screen are both moves that are boosted by Light Clay. Light Clay will extend the length of those effects by 3 turns, which is almost half. It'll take them up from 5 turns to 8 turns. Alright, so we've got core here, our core 4. Alright, Okay, I actually want to move these around just as a reminder for me. So I'm actually going to move heh, Metagross and Grimmsnarl in the lead. Then I want Garchomp and Rotom. I'm only moving these around to make them a little bit, so they make a little bit more sense to me when I'm picking teams here. All right. So we've still got Team 1 locked in. Let's switch that to Team 2. All right. So this is a dual mode team. Team 1 over here, the one I've been using for the last couple of days, it's pretty much got a single mode, and that is Staraptor. Staraptor comes out, he gets paired up frequently with Cotton, occasionally with Sneasler, and everything else is just sort of there to support. The second team here, Team 2, this is a dual mode, which means that I can swap out the entire function of the team by trading 2 Pokemon. So my core is going to be Ripley and Ripley and Watson. Let's go change Ripley's name and correct the spelling error I have there. Yeah, good old Ripley. Chili the Gourmet. I love it. We're doing it. Okay. And that gives us the ability to swap out basically the front half of the team, the leading players. Normally would be Claymore and Grimmsnarl. I haven't named Grimmsnarl yet. Woe is me. Ah, well, I'll stick to it. I can basically swap them out for Bomber and Chili if it looks like my opponent is a very heavy special attacking team. Or very heavy physical attacking team. Gourmet is the, it's a mark. It's actually a mark that you can farm. Yeah, it's a mark that every Pokemon in your party has like a 3% chance of getting whenever you feed them. So you can get it by basically feeding them tons of food really fast, a whole lot. Alright, so Archaludon there is actually like the #1 enemy of this team. But aside from that, I kind of like where this is going. I really don't want Bomber or Chili in here against that Staraptor, because we know that that Staraptor is going to be a Mega. I've had Claymore forever, and I don't think he's ever actually Mega evolved. Okay. So in this case, I think that he's going to be trying to build up defense on Aggron and use Body Slam, because Body Slam does damage based on defense. Aggron already has huge defense. He's probably actually going to Mega Evolve here. I'm going to fake him out, which does very, very little. Sinistra wants me to attack Sinistra, which is fine. I can do a lot of damage. And freeze it. That's beautiful. And Reflect is physical moves. We're going to use this to protect ourselves from physical moves. Try to take out the Sinistra before it can start healing Aggron. It's currently frozen, which is good. There is the Mega Aggron. Oh, wow. I did not realize Matcha Gotcha could melt ice. That's news to me. Send out Ripley. Get a KO on Sinistra before it can heal anymore. He's going to take damage from Heavy Slam because Rough Skin is just like that. Pelipper's here with Drizzle, and he's also going to be using okay, I want to actually protect here and Earthquake. Oh, I took too long on that. Oh, I probably screwed up. I thought I had hit that. That is the worst possible thing that I could have picked. took too long on picking that move and screwed up bad. I don't really have a good way to deal with this Aggron. Like, unless I can manage to get it frozen here, which is unlikely, I'm gonna get a KO on the Pelipper at least. Thank God for Reflect. I'm not gonna get KO. Let's see if we can reduce Aggron's damage a little more. Okay, what are we bringing in? Star Raptor, I love it. I should have used Ice Punch, but it's okay. It's alright. Roost is fine. Body press is still fine. I'm actually doing pretty good here. And KO by the burn. Perfect. So his Mega's out, his Star Raptor is low. Yeah, he's out. Okay, so even with that big mistake, it still worked out fine. Oop. I want to see something on this team real quick. Because I just noticed, like I've been trying real hard to get all of my Pokeballs matching, right? But one of them is in, oh, Watson's in a Sport Ball. I wondered why there was a standard Pokeball. He's in a Sport Ball. That's different. Okay. At some point, I'll probably breed a Rotom in a Safari Ball, but for now, yeah, Watson's been with me forever. Yeah, Sports Ball. So Sports Balls were originally introduced in Generation 2. There was a special like bug catching tournament that you had to participate in as part of the storyline. I can and will go basically with the exact same team here. I think that he's probably going to... That's weird. This team only makes sense to me if his Swampert knows Rain Dance. Which it might. It can learn it, I'm pretty sure. I've seen a couple teams with that. corpse balls act exactly like regular Pokeballs, except that they have a cool little like Pokeball logo on top of them. Whimsicott and Sneasler. Okay. Back, fight. We're gonna try to KO Whimsicott. Whimsicott wants to set up. We're gonna go for a KO on Whimsicott. Sneasler faked out Claymore. That's fine. Kind of expected. Gonna get a fake out on Whimsicott so it can't set up that turn. And we'll set up Reflect again. Yeah, I expected this to be a weather-based team, but I'm really not seeing any weather yet. I still expect his Whimsicott to use Tailwind. That's going to give him a big speed boost. What is going on with his Whimsicott? His Whimsicott's attacking? I mean, it's not unheard of. It ain't exactly a common occurrence, but it ain't unheard of. I like where this is going. I really like where this is going. He did not set up. I've got super effective on everything. If he's smart, he's going to double protect. So his Gengar, I'm pretty sure his Gengar outruns Ripley. There's Protect. Claymore use Protect. Sneasel. Okay, Sneasler's down. Well, he definitely had a strategy. I just don't know what it is. This is the only attack Ripley can use right now. Got a KO on his Mega. That's good. And thank you. Oh, okay. He just killed himself. He just KO'd himself. That's fine. I don't think that he realized, oh, no, when he chose that, he didn't think that he'd be that low of HP. Alright, so this is going pretty good so far. This, I have no idea what it's happening. I'm going in with the exact same team just because if I take Bomber and Chili and he brings out that King Gambit, then he basically wins. So here's what I think is going to happen. I think that his camera up there, you remember Eruption the other day on that Typhlosion that took out my entire team? I think that he's planning on doing that with that Pokemon. And probably going to be using Trick Room off of... Oh, he is. So he's going to be using Trick Room off of Spiritomb in order to make Camerupt go faster. Camerupt then is going to be using Eruption to try to get big KOs at full HP. So this might be a tough matchup just because of that. I want to do as much damage as possible to the Camerupt. I can also do... So Eruption, that one really big attack, it actually does attack based on the user's HP. So if I can... His Mega Camerupt, rather. So if I can knock his HP down a significant amount, then Eruption is going to just plummet in terms of damage. So right there, he can't use it this turn. He's at low HP, so Eruption isn't going to do much from here. He is going to get Eruption off early next turn, but, and this is a big but, you know I like those, I can't lie. But not only am I going to get a KO on this, I'm also going to get my light screen up. So Camerupt is still going to have a chance to attack, but with Prankster I should go first. I should set up my... Oh, yeah, okay. I'll let him use Protect, that's good. I should still get my light screen up, which means I'm going to take a lot less damage from special attack stuff. Yeah, see how little that did? And we'll get Reflect up, and then we're going to be basically unkillable. Unkillable. Heat Wave is a lot, but, thankfully we've got... Thankfully we've got the barrier up. Conkeldurr is one that you just never see. Yeah, actually, I'm going for a KO on Spiritomb here. So Detect is the same basic move as Protect. You don't see it very often because it has less power points, so you can't use it as many times in a battle. That usually doesn't have a big effect. We're gonna switch into Ripley now. And see if we can't get a KO on Spiritomb. If we can't get a KO on Spiritomb, at the very least, it's not really going to be able to do any damage after a second special attack down. Fire Punch does very little. And, ooh. Okay, Burn sucks. Burn sucks, but it's not the end of the world. Okay, and now... now, Trick Room is out. I'm going to switch Grimmsnarl back out. Send in Watson and his special ball. Spiritomb protected. Ripley used Earthquake. Spiritomb protected. Alright, I get an Earthquake on Conquerdor, which isn't huge, but it's something. Let's try to get some burn on Conquerdor. Earthquake's gonna hit both of them. Not quite enough to knock out Spiritomb, but Will-O-Wisp on Conquerdor. He really wants Trick Room. He's so slow. That's going to tick down his health every turn and decrease his attack, so that his various hits are going to do even less. That's on top of his Life Orb already sapping his health every time he attacks like that. Yeah, Twisted Dimensions is just what they're calling Trick Room. Alright, so we've already KO'd one of his Pokemon, right? I think I get both of them this turn, unless they manage to KO Ripley. I don't KO Spiritomb this turn. 43%, Life Orb takes him back down to 33%. Thunderbolt is going to finish that off. And now he's down to his last two. My barriers here are actually about to wear out. Oh god, it's a Zoomeril. Something is going to die this turn. It's going to be one of my Pokemon. one of my Pokemon is definitely going down because Azumarill is nuts. Azumarill is absolutely terrifying. Okay, I actually like this. I like where this is going. My light screen wore off. That doesn't matter much. Alright, I can send Grimmsnarl back in. I can get a fake out on a Azumarill. I can get a... Something's getting knocked out this turn. If Azumarill... Okay, cool. Whew, 3 in a row. Well, Azumarill isn't a high-speed Pokemon. It tends to be pretty low speed, actually. But we're in a Trick Room situation, so by being slow, it's actually fast. Azumarill also has the ability Pure Power, which is absolutely bonkers. It doubles its attack. So whatever its attack is, double it, just for having that ability. Yeah, alright, so that was 3 wins in a row. And I really don't want to say this because I feel like I'm going to jinx it, but I think a 4th win might get us into Master Ball rank. Alright, this is a familiar looking team. I'm seeing lots and lots of shiny Staraptors. I do actually like where this is going. I'm tempted to send in Bomber and Chili, but honestly, I like where this is going. It's really interesting to see that Excadrill on the back. I think that he's also got a dual mode going on. I think his Grimmsnarl and Sinistcha are the backbone that are going to be in the back, and he just switches out the other two, similar. She switches out the other two, similar to me. Okay, this is problematic. We're going to put up a light shield and hope that we can stick around long enough to break that eruption, because that's what I think we got going on here. I think we got another eruption. The Mega Staraptor might be running Tailwind in order to set up eruption. Which is not unheard. Oh god, there's the eruption. Fast in there. Holy mackerel. Yeah, that was pretty good. That was a bad play. Yeah, that was not enough to actually do a ton. Not quite enough to KO Sinistcha. But I'm gonna get a KO here. The bright side is that by withdrawing Staraptor, it actually lowered its defenses. So those are probably its her two big attackers here are Staraptor and Typhlosion, and since we got Typhlosion down, interesting. That's a bad move right there. We're just gonna protect. Hey, Perkins. Okay, so they got Tailwind up. Yeah, that's problematic. I don't think that he's going to survive. Alright, I'm not in a great place right now. Yeah, it's been doing really good. I think this is going to be my first loss of the night, but otherwise this has been a generally pretty favorable setup. Unfortunately, I now have to deal with this whole mess. And I really don't have a good way to deal with the pair of them. I don't think either of them can do tons of damage unless the Whimsicott over there has Moonblast, which a lot of them have been running. If it's not running Moonblast, if it's doing a full support build, then I think I've got a really good chance here. I also think that my opponent is going to switch one of them out, probably Whimsicott, in favor of Staraptor. Nope, Moonblast. Okay, I think I just lost this one. No flinch. Yeah, I'm in a really bad position here. I don't think I can actually do enough damage here to get them both KO'd. Yeah, I'm not winning this match. Oh well. See, I shouldn't have said anything. I definitely jinxed that one. Yeah, that wasn't a great match. That was probably my promotion match. Wow, that went down a lot. That was probably my Master Ball promotion match, but it seems I need to do a few more in order to get there now. Glavinus or Glavinus? I'm gonna go with Glavinus based on this crew that I see here. Again, this is a dual mode one. The top two that we see here, the Raichu and the Whimsicott, are probably setting up for a Mega Raichu X build, which is a pretty interesting build. Then the bottom part, the Archaludon and Pelipper, I hope that he doesn't send out Archaludon, because Archaludon is like just about my worst matchup. Okay. That's... Yeah, I'm in Ultra Ball 1 right now. I know, I'm not doing all that great. Freeze? No? No freeze. Heckin' Machagacha. Such an... Oh my god, and burn too? Holy mackerel, the luck on this guy. Double burn. I have literally never seen double burn before on a Machagacha. He just, like, completely wrecked my team in a single move. Wow. Yeah, that's like... That is about the worst possible outcome of the first turn. And then stamina, of course. Archaludon's back at full. Oh my god. Yeah, so not only do I have a really rough matchup here with Archaludon, which I don't have a good way to deal with. Oh, I picked the wrong one to switch out. It was a poor matchup, and then, like, the worst possible turn one outcome. Oh my god. I think I'm gonna end up back in... I think I'm gonna end up back in frickin' there's literally nothing that I can do here. Like, I can't take this on anymore. Matcha Gotcha just heals it so much. I don't have an effective way to shut it down. Look at that, it's back at full. Archaludon's got Dragon Pulse, yep. That's it, that's game. I think I'm back down to Ultra 2. I'm back down to where I started. 3 matches to get up, 2 to get down. Alright. It's cool. It's alright. This is a setup I like. I'm hopeful that he brings his King Gambit. Aerodactyl and Sylveon. Last time we had Sylveon, didn't it just, like, blow up the entire arena? I want to try to take out as much of the Aerodactyl as possible. Why I keep on forgetting whenever I go back like that. I keep on forgetting to turn back the Mega Evolution. So we're going to stop Sylveon from doing its thing this turn. He's going to set up Tailwind. Ooh, that was a good KO. Alright, so Sylveon, I don't even remember the name of that move Sylveon used last time. It was like Psychic Explosion or something. If it's a Psychic type move, then it won't affect Grimmsnarl. And if it's a special move, then Light Screen is going to block a lot of the damage. I mean, that's okay. I don't think I attacked it, did I? Ooh, that hurt. But it's okay, I think I get a KO out of it. And there's King Gambit. Good. Oh, it's a Supreme Overlord King Gambit. Interesting. Yeah, let's set up Reflect. Why wouldn't a Psychic attack affect Nice. Why wouldn't a Psychic attack affect him? Well, because Psychic cannot affect Dark. Dark type Pokemon are just not affected by Psychic attacks. Oh, wow. Okay, this turned around in a way that I didn't quite expect. Earthquake should do nice damage to both of these guys. I think Sylveon probably outruns Watson. Okay, I can avoid an attack. That's fine. Opposing team's Tailwind petered out. I love it. I love that for them. I do have the advantage, but... Ooh, yes! He tried to Sucker Punch Watson. Sucker Punch doesn't affect a Pokemon unless it's attempting to attack, and Will-O-Wisp is not actually an attack, it's a status move. So his attack failed because he did not accurately predict what I was going to do. Okay, so we're at 4 wins, 2 losses. Do we really want to make another attempt here? To me, it is starting to get a little bit late, and so I don't think that it makes a lot of sense for me to stick around any longer tonight. Alright, so that is going to be it for tonight. Thank you guys for joining me. You can catch the replay as always on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/prof_plays. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure that you catch these live Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday night at twitch.tv/AlolanProfessor. Yeah, I'm going to do a little bit of shopping and stuff here before shutting down, but that's about it. And this Saturday, I will be working on Pokémon Champion, no correction, Pokémon Conquest again. So make sure you catch that, 6 o'clock in the morning, Hawaiian Standard Time. If I can figure out why the heck the stream is just frozen the entire time. It looks good on my end until it gets uploaded on YouTube, and then it's literally just a frozen screen for an hour. Alright, so once again, thank you for joining me, and always, as always, aloha.